Champions Cup semi-finals this weekend. Not much is certain other than we will have a French team in the final. Whether it's two French teams kind of depends on what happens between Leinster and La Rochelle. We will go over the lineups pretty quickly. I will put them in the description so you guys can check them out and what the bookies are saying and the predictions for this one. Some of the stats, although the competition's been a wee bit disjointed with cancelled games here and there, so it's kind of hard to get a true feeling for the comp. But either way, we're left with four very good teams, and hopefully we should get a cracking weekend of rugby here. The first one with Toulouse and Bordeaux, it's an all-French affair. There's some internationals scattered throughout both sides, very strong looking teams. The front row for Toulouse is Baille, Marchand and Faumuina, so that's all international. And Marchand, believe it or not, is one of the top offloaders in the competition thus far. So he really shows a really full skill set. They've got two big locks in their second row with the twins of Rory and Richie Arnold. They've got Kaino there at number 8. Cros is there at 7. Dupont and Ntamack is an all-international French 9-10 combo. And when you look up Dupont's stats, it's pretty easy to get like a fanboy when you watch him, but he's just very good. Like 4th for defenders beaten, and he's a number 9. 3rd for offloads, 3rd for turnovers won. I don't know how he does this stuff. He's just crazy. And then you've got Kolbe in the back 3 along with Lebel. And interestingly, when I did watch Toulouse recently, Lebel kind of outshone Kolbe, which is not an easy thing to do. But either way, a very, very talented looking team. For Bordeaux, Jalibert is the kind of equivalent of Dupont. If you want to look up stats that'll bring a smile to your face, Jalibert is the guy to look up. He's the top point scorer. He's the 3rd guy for carries. He's the top guy for offloads. He also just does bloody everything. And he was kicking penalties to win that game in that defeat over us in 92, 24-21. So yeah, he's a proper talented player. Moefana in the midfield is also one of the top guys for turnovers, believe it or not. Like Dupont, he's kind of 3rd equal. Burros, the winger, is the 4th guy for run meters. They got Ben Lamb, former Hurricanes player, almost made the All Blacks at one point in his career. Kane Douglas, Australian player. Cameron Woki. I mean, I've only seen a bit of Woki when he especially played during the Autumn Nations Cup. But it was obvious that he's a very good line-out operator, and it shows in the stats in this competition as well. He's the 2nd best guy. And then you've got Petty next to him as well, who usually plays lock in Argentina in the Juarez. He's at 7 this week, and he's just one of the best guys for stealing opposition line-out ball. You don't get many better. So, yeah, it's a proper good team. Poirot's on the bench, Tamiafuna. Yeah, it looks to be a pretty fun game. Hopefully, because I seem to remember these games weren't the easiest on the eye, but the weather was maybe not that pleasant for those ones. From memory, it's hard because it's a few weeks ago. There's been a lot of rugby between then and now. Either way, I think they did play in December in the top 14, and Toulouse gave Bordeaux a bit of a hiding, 45-23, but that's a long time ago now that we are in May. As I record this, it's May 1st here in New Zealand. The bookies have got Toulouse by 14, and Rugby Forecast algorithm has got Toulouse by 11. So they go into this one as very, very strong favourites. The next game, La Rochelle against Leinster. It's obviously got the O'Gara returning to face, well, not returning, I guess, hosting an Irish team. That's going to add a little bit of spice to this one. He'll be very familiar with the Leinster guys, but I mean, if you watch the Champions Cup, you're familiar with Leinster anyway because they're at this stage of the competition most years. La Rochelle really did a good job over Sale in that last, in the quarterfinals. I don't think I saw that game in full. I seem to remember that's when I watched the highlights. So I really picked the wrong games to watch because La Rochelle were a proper excitement machine side to watch. Also filled with internationals. They got Big Will Skelton, who's gonna be interesting to see him standing next to Devon Toner at some point because those guys are both big units. They got Bougari, they got Antonio, Aldrit, so packed with French talent as well. Vito's there at number 8, so it's a different game, but it's got another former All Black New Zealand guy playing at number 8. Kurbalo and Ihaya West. Kurbalo was always very good when he was here in New Zealand, but Ihaya West really, since I've seen him play for La Rochelle, has taken a big step up from when he played here in New Zealand. It must show the difference that good coaching makes, because Ehai West was quite inconsistent and a wee bit frustrating to watch. But my Blues are still like that, whereas he seems to have gone to France and taken a step up because, yeah, I don't know. He really looks the business. Dumaru's at 13, Bottier's at 12. Dangerous midfield. Lades, interestingly, Dylan Lades. I know he's like Raymond Rule, who's on the other wing. These are kind of all-out attacking wingers. They're not defensively minded at all. Rule's got 3 tries. Lades has got fourth for clean breaks and 4th for defenders beaten. So he's making defenders' lives pretty miserable, but both of them are a wee bit suspect in terms of their defence, at least traditionally when they were in Super Rugby. And Dulin, as he proved in the Six Nations, is a very, very capable fullback, very good under the high ball for the most part, good at controlling the game from the back, knows when to run, knows when to kick. Got a big old boot as well. For Leinster, big front row, Healy, Kelleher and Furlong. That's an all-Ireland front row, so they'll be looking to really try to do a job on La Rochelle, but La Rochelle proved they are pretty strong in that area as well. Josh van der Fleer, I feel like as a guy that gets a wee bit underrated. I know he's played for Ireland a few times, quite a few, but his stats in this competition also very impressive. He's the 3rd top tackler, and for turnovers 1 as well. Remember, Leinster hasn't played as many games as everybody else because their game against Toulon got called off. So for him to be still 3rd is absolutely incredible. Conan was really good against Exeter and kind of outplayed the much, vaunted Sam Simmons. Not Joe. Joe's the fly half. James Ryan's back. Not back, but he's playing, and it's good because he's been out for a while injured. So, yeah, Conan to have a big game. James Ryan. Luke McGrath's captain at 9, interestingly, and Ross Byrne is there at 10 because there's no Sexton. Henshaw, Ringrose, all Irish midfield. Lowe, Lama, Keenan, all Irish back 3. Keenan's also another guy who's very good under a high ball. So, yeah, man, this one should be an absolute cracking game. La Rochelle make more offloads. Leinster make more carries. La Rochelle don't make as many tackles, but they do make more clean breaks. So, should be a really, really fun one. The bookies over here in New Zealand have got Leinster by 5. Interestingly, Rugby Forecast algorithm goes the other way, and it's got La Rochelle by 1 point. Yes. It's kind of frustrating for me, although I'm not the target audience for this competition. Both these games are on at 2 o'clock in the morning. Sunday morning, Monday morning. So it'll be on demand that I'm watching these games because 2 o'clock is a wee bit tricky. But anyway, hopefully some good games. You guys let me know your thoughts. How do you think these ones are going to go? Do you think the home sides are the favourites? Toulouse are certainly the heaviest favourites. Or do you think Leinster can set up another Champions Cup final? You guys let me know your thoughts. Do drop a like if you got this far through the video. It helps out with YouTube's algorithm and stuff. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.